At the end of the day, like I said, we're both here to win. Whatever it takes, that's what we'll do. And we trust the coaches to come to a conclusion, whether it's one guy, two guys, whatever we got to do to win a Big 12 championship. That's why we came here. So.
No matter who's playing quarterback, you guys have a chance to have some really cool guys out there catching for you. Jelani, whether it's Patrick or Jordan or whoever, aside from the fact Tylen's out there.
Yeah.
But that height, how much of a benefit could that be to have? I mean, does that become a safety blanket in some ways to have guys with that kind of height out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think guys like that, they just cause a mismatch on defense. Just like you said it, they're big dudes. They're big, fast dudes. So most corners aren't that big and that fast. So I mean, I'm more of like I just distribute the ball where it needs to go. I'm not necessarily like I need to throw to a certain guy or this or that. But no doubt, mismatch-wise, especially like once you get down in the red zone, it's nice to have guys that are bigger and taller that can make plays down there, because that's really what it comes down to a lot of the time.
It seems like those guys can really come in handy and plays go awry. You or Spencer or whomever. Have you seen that in practice? That if those guys just block somebody out, they're a head or maybe a foot taller than those DBs when they get up in the air. Have you seen that out of those guys?
I mean, everybody does a good job of staying alive and doing what they're asked. When a play breaks down, they go to the open space and we try to find them. But again, it's nice to have big targets like that for sure.
What's a relationship like with Spencer off the field? I know he said you guys play cards, he's trying to get you into fishing. What is that dynamic like again?
Yeah, I mean, we get along well. Whatever happens on the field at practice that day or whatever, I mean, we're both just normal dudes off the field. We play cards all the time. He's trying to get me to go with him to go fishing and stuff like that. So we have a really strong relationship.
How'd the fishing come up? I know he's done it for a while, but what kind of got you into it, guys?
Well, I was kind of looking at something to, I wouldn't say get me out of the house, but, in the summer we're just working out, no one's out here really. You're just kind of like, what's there to do, and I went up to Johnny Wilson and Ry Schneider and was like, can you guys teach me how to fish, because I've never been fishing before. When we went out there, didn't catch anything for 4 straight days, but I was adamant on catching something, and then as soon as I caught something, it was like an addiction. So we've gone a bunch. Obviously camp started, so can't go out as much, but I'm sure that me and Johnny will hit it as soon as we get a day off here pretty soon.
Just got curious, you kind of talked about this a second ago, nothing against Stillwater, great Cox down, but what's the difference been like coming from Hawaii to Middle America like this?
It's just different. I mean, I'm a firm believer that it's beautiful everywhere, and obviously being from California, like the transition to Hawaii was different, but the transition out here was really different. Thank you. And I mean, I wouldn't have, if I didn't have to sit last year and sit behind corn, I would have never probably fished ever. So again, like I've told people, it's just a blessing in disguise. It's me being out here for a year and me getting involved in things that people do out here, because like I said, it's beautiful in its own way, for sure.
What did you kind of learn from last year? I guess both of you were in that situation.
Oh, you learn so much. You learn just being able to sit back and learn from the guy that's playing. You kind of go through mental reps in games and practices, because you have to stay locked in, because you never know when your number's called. And just accepting your role. That was something that I've never really had to do before. But at the end of the day, you want to win games, and Corn was our guy last year, so I would support him with everything I had and try and help him with everything I had. So other than that, I mean, obviously, like another year of just like learning physically, mentally. You kind of just gain a lot more perspective on the game when you're on the sideline. It's hard to explain, but I mean, some guys talk about it in the NFL. They don't really do it anymore. They kind of throw those rookies in the fire. But when they have a year or two to sit and see how things go and see what to expect, there's definitely something to be said for that.
How's things going with Gleason so far? He seems like a pretty amped up dude all the time.
Oh yeah, Coach Gleason's really passionate. That's one word I would describe. I would tell people that describes him. He's just really passionate about what he does, and I'm the same way. So, we're both swimming in the same direction. It's awesome to have a guy like that be your leader, and learning from a guy like that, because he will never let you slack, and he's always pushing you.
What do you feel like it's going to take out of yourself to win that starting job?
Take out of myself. I mean, I like to think that I show up and give my best effort every day. I prepare a lot physically and mentally. And, at the end of the day, the coaches are going to pick someone, and I'll accept whatever happens. And like I said many times, we're both here to win, so whatever happens, we're going to support each other, because that's what we came here to do, is win.
What is it like balancing the ups and downs of competing for a job? I know, if you're applying for a job somewhere else, I know it can be a little nerve-wracking waiting, to see how that goes. How have you managed that, I guess?
I think being around, I don't think I'm old necessarily, but I mean, compared to the guys in the locker room, I'm kind of old, so I've gotten to live, the ups and downs of playing, of not playing, and the answer is, to me, really is, obviously this is what we do, we play football, but it's not I don't want to make it sound like it's not a priority, because it is a priority, but at the end of the day, I have the perspective, like my Christian faith, that's like my number one priority, so, I know whose I am, I know what he says about me, so at the end of the day, I'm playing this game, and I love every minute of it. I love the relationships I build. I love how it pushes me mentally and physically.
Are there any similarities between this offense and what you ran in Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have similarities in every offense, I'd like to think. But there was definitely a lot of things that were different. Terminology is always going to be different. Like I said, some concepts we ran at Hawaii were similar, but some were, foreign to me. And I forgot where I was.
Well, did you guys do an up tempo and stuff like that as well? Or?
We weren't as much tempo. Okay. We did. It was not as fast as we go, but I would just say conceptually it was a little more different, and I guess tempo-wise, but just the operation of how everything went was different. So it took some time to get used to it for sure.
What was it that drew you from Hawaii to want to spend inevitably 2 years here at Oklahoma State?
Well, I saw an opportunity here, and to do what I'm trying to do and pursue what I want to. This was a great opportunity to come in and compete at a high level, and I think the game is changing to where shorter guys can, as long as they compete against the best in college, they get a shot at the next level, and that was very attractive to me. And I don't know what would have happened if I would have stayed at Hawaii, but at that moment, I've talked with my family and the things that were going on there, and what I wanted to do with my playing career. It just seemed like the right decision to make.
You were asked earlier about the difference between Hawaii and Stillwater. Obviously, winter. Was this your first winter you had to deal with, being
Absolutely.
a California kid?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was a wake-up call. I mean, I went to open my door, and it was closed for good. It was ice shut. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a scraper. I still don't really know what to do when that happens. But, yeah, it was definitely a interesting transition winter-wise, because I've never really had a true winter. In Hawaii, it's the same all year round. In California, you get a little bit of rain here and there, but snow and ice was foreign to me, so that was interesting.
Whenever you decided to transfer, how did that work out? Did your coach reach out to you? Did you reach out to him? How did that start?
So when I got my release from Hawaii, one of my buddies that I played in JUCO with played here, Sione. He was number 42, and he asked if he didn't think I was serious, but I was like, yeah, I am. So then he told Benny Thunga, one of our coaches, and then Benny told Coach Gundy, and then Coach Gundy called me up and asked if I was interested in, playing here, and we went back and forth on the phone. Same with Jursic. We kind of just went back and forth on what we're trying to get out of this, and then I came out here on a visit, and then said I was coming here, and that was all she wrote.
Whenever you see that there's another highly touted kid coming at the same time you were, is that all? What were, I guess, your thoughts on that? Whenever you also see the Spencers come at the same time?
I mean, it was kind of like it is what it is. I mean, I think he was committed here or signed or whatever before I decided to come here. So I mean, as a quarterback, you're gonna have to compete wherever you go. So it's not, oh, he has this many stars or that. I always respect my competition, and that hasn't changed since I got here. But I mean, that doesn't really go into too much. I didn't think into it too much.
You find a lot of common ground with Brendan.
Common ground. I mean, he's from SoCal, so he's a little. Yeah, I mean, California is NorCal and SoCal, like two different states. But me and Brendan get along really well. He's a good kid. I'm excited to see. It's crazy because I think he's like 18 or 17, and it's just crazy that like I was that kid, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just like, man, that makes me think about how old I am and this and that. But yeah, Brendan's a great kid. I'm excited to see how his career, shapes out.